Bonsoir. Good evening. Better late than never. You know what they say. You know what's funny, guys? I just realized something. Be careful with your thoughts. Be careful what you think, right? Because all right, so like yesterday I was thinking like, yo, you always get on here early, you always get on here early, try to do something a little bit unpredictable, switch it up, get on here a little bit later in the evening, just do something. Well, make a long story short, I had no choice but to get on here at this time because this morning I got up. I don't know what had happened to my phone, what I done did to it. Okay, I'm gonna confess a little bit. Okay, I tried to, it wasn't working right, and I tried to be a technician, and I went sticking a knife on the side, and it just was, and even the like little wiry part was coming out of there. I was like, oh my god, it's over. Oh boy. So, make a long story short, I had a cousin come visit me. Then they dropped me off at the beach, and I was supposed to go buy me a new phone. But while I was at the beach, I ran into this dude, and he was like, when I asked him where the phone store was at, and he was like, asking me what I need, what's up with the phone. I was like, the phone broke. He was like, man, I bet you I can fix it. Let me tell you something funny. When he said it, something in my guts was like, yo, I bet you that man can fix the phone. It's just, you know what, but it just breaks my heart because not only could he fix the phone for me and got it working, like I don't know what he did, but just from talking to him for a few hours, I was like, yo, he had like so much wisdom. But the only thing is he wasn't putting it in the right places. So I had to have a little conversation with him about that. So I really hope he gonna go ahead and make it do what it do because that's just too much intelligence to go to waste, y'all. Some of y'all just be so smart. Y'all really be intelligent. Y'all just be wasting it. Y'all just be having just too much good in y'all to just either not be using it or putting it to bad use. So people that struggling with that, I wish y'all the best with that. You know what I mean? They're also like, I do know that in New Jersey area they got the rescue mission, which helps people with homelessness and emergency shelter. I don't know if they still do that, but I know they have those places all over the United States. That's the state to state program, and also like with people who have like disability needs who are looking for programs either to work there or to partner with or to just have them do a project for you when it comes to stuff like autism and disabilities. If you're familiar with New Jersey area, the Arc of Mercer, the Mercer Arc, it's like different resources out here that people could use to help them because that mental health struggle is real. It's really real out here. So it's like I think the most important thing is like for us to remember that and please remember there's programs, there's resources. That's the best way I can say it. There is resources. And so in saying that, I want to thank God for a beautiful day, like what I mean. And I almost at one point of the day went to go complain because it started storming and I had to get out the water and I waited for like about an hour or two, the whole time kicking and talking to this dude, just hoping the rain would stop so I could get back into the water. But of course, the rain never stopped. So, but it was a learning experience for me. You know what I mean? And I thank God that no matter what, that I'm always like down to earth, and I'm just really approachable and I'm not how I used to be. Because when I was younger, I didn't used to be like that, y'all. Like my parents had me on some ridiculous stuff, and I am so grateful that I just am not like that anymore. For real. I was the type of person like for real, like you just don't get too close and don't listen, and especially if you don't look a certain way. Like yo, I used to be bad in that department. When I say bad, I mean bad. Like I've even had people tell me that I've said certain things to them about oh, don't come near me because you look like, and I probably have because I'm telling you guys, I used to be rude like that, but I just thank God that now I see a soul first. I don't even see people, I see souls. That's all I see. And I thank God for that. I thank God for that because it just, oh my God, it just made me feel so good that it made me feel good about me. It did. It does. It does. And that's why I'm grateful that I do the things that I do with myself because, like, I'm starting to see the difference, and I like me better too. So everybody, you gotta get in there. You got to get in there and do what you do. Figure it out. You know what I mean? And I know this doesn't work for everyone. Everything is not for everybody. This is what I do for me, and all I'm hoping I could do is inspire to make you want to do what you do for you. So on that note right there, I'm going to say the word for the day. The word is going to be from the book of Psalms, and it's going to be chapter 23. It's going to be Psalms 23, and then I'll say the prayer. And I really appreciate y'all for joining me on my 14th day, on my 21-day I Pray challenge, because today was a challenge, but by the grace of God, we are in here. So Psalms 23, the Lord is my shepherd, I shall not want. He makes me to lie down in green pastures. He leads me beside still waters. He restores my soul. He leads me in the paths of righteousness for his name's sake. Though I walk through the valley of the shadow of death, I will fear no evil, for you are with me. Your rod and your staff, they comfort me. You prepare a table before me in the presence of my enemies. You anoint my head with oil. My cup runs over. Surely goodness and mercy will follow me all the days of my life, and I will dwell in the house of the Lord forever. Thank you, Heavenly Father. Glory be unto your name, for your worthy of being praised. You don't ask to be worshiped. You don't ask for anything, but I have to thank you for the opportunity that you give me to grow, to become the best version of myself. Thank you for being here in the land of the living, in existence. I exist, and I love you for that, Heavenly Father. And most of all, thank you for this unpenetrable force of protection that you have around me, my family, my friends. Thank you that you fight with those that fight with me, and you fight against those that fight against me, because greater is the God that is in me than the one that is in the world. And I thank you for hearing and answering my prayer. And I pray that you'll favor and prosper everyone whose heart is in you, who's even watching me. And I thank everybody, and do something for them, Heavenly Father, because as I that I pray in private, and I say to you, God, that this generation needs to see a miracle. They need to see what you do. Other generations have seen you. They know you, but this generation needs something fresh. Let them see what you do. And in that name, I thank you, Heavenly Father, and glory be unto your name. I love y'all. Thank you for joining me on my 14th day on the 21 days I pray. And have a beautiful one, y'all. God bless you. Good night. Love y'all.